Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stefan Seguin. Today, I want to talk to you about something that can transform the way you approach your sales. And that is understanding your prospects' pain points, and it's critical to your sales. As a mentor of mine once said, if there's no pain, well, guess what? There's no sale. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, but I already know my clients' challenges. But here's the thing. Truly understanding and addressing those pain points can be the difference between closing a deal and losing to your competitors. Let that sink in for a minute. Let me repeat that. Truly understanding and addressing those pain points can be the difference between closing a deal or losing to your competitors. Do you see the impact of this subtle difference? Say I do if you can. Now, before we dive into that, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a potential client tell you they were interested, however, only to ghost you later? Or maybe you've had a pitch that you thought were sure had landed, but instead you got a polite, well, let's think about it. Isn't it frustrating? What if I told you that the reason for those frustrating moments may not be what you think? Now, hold that thought, because in a few minutes, I'm going to reveal one critical step most people miss when identifying pain points, and it's probably not what you'd expect. Now, let's start by understanding why pain points are so powerful in sales. Imagine for a moment that you were talking to your prospect who's struggling to hit their revenue or sales targets. They share with you that they're working late nights, they're pouring resources into campaigns that aren't converting, and they're feeling the pressure from investors or stakeholders to hit those targets. But they just don't know what to do anymore. Nothing is working. They're stuck at point A. They're frustrated, exhausted, and worried about, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Now, you can come in with your solution, but instead of just listing features or benefits, speeds and feeds, you dive deep into those struggles. You paint a picture of what life could look like at point B. Hitting those targets, having a team aligned and productive, and finally seeing the return on investment that they've been longing for. What you're doing here is more than just selling a product or service. You're offering a way out of their current pain, a bridge from where they are now to where they want to be. This isn't just about features. It's about transformation. But here's where most people get it wrong. They assume they know the pain points without really digging deep because it's uncomfortable. And that, my friends, is a huge mistake. You see, surface level pain, like we need more leads or our conversation rate is low, are not the real issues. These are just surface level pain. The real pain is often buried deeper than that. But how do you find it? How do you get to that? I'll get to that in just a minute. But first, let me share a quick story with you. A client of mine, let's call her Jenny, runs a successful marketing agency. She was doing well, but something wasn't right. Her team was hitting targets, clients were satisfied, but Jenny was struggling to grow the business beyond that glass ceiling. She tried everything, new tools, more staff, even rebranding, but nothing worked. Do you want to know what finally turned her things around for her? Say yes if I do. Well, it wasn't more leads, better ads, or even new sales strategies. It was something far simpler yet incredibly powerful. I'll tell you exactly what that was in a bit. Now, let's talk about how you can uncover those hidden layers of pain that your prospects might not even realize they have. The key is to ask questions that go way beyond the obvious. Instead of just asking, what's your biggest challenge right now? You might say, can you tell me about a time when you felt stuck, like no matter what you did, You just couldn't break through. This type of question does two things. First, it opens up the conversations to emotions, something that's often overlooked in sales but is incredibly powerful. Second, it allows your prospect to reflect on their situation in a deeper way, which can lead to uncovering pain points that they might not even thought about or shared with you before. Now, remember Jenny from earlier? The turning point for her wasn't a new strategy or tools. It was realizing that her real pain wasn't about growth at all. Her real pain was the fear of losing control, the fear that if her agency grew too fast, she'd lose that personal touch that made her business unique. Once we identified that, we could address it head on, and the results were transformational to say the least. But there's more to this than just identifying pain points. Understanding them is only half the battle. The next step is equally important, and that's where many salespeople stumble. And I'm talking about the ethical sales process, a way of selling that not only addresses your prospect's needs, but also builds trust, long-lasting relationships. And this process has a specific sequence that, when done right, can lead to not just a sale, but a raving fan who refers you to others. Who wants that kind of client? I do, all day long. Now, we'll dive into that sequence in just a moment. But first, let's consider why it is so critical. Once you've identified the true pain points, your next job is to show how your solution can move your prospects from point A to point B. This is where storytelling comes in. Remember, people don't buy products or services, they buy results those products or services will deliver. So when you're presenting your solution, frame it in the context of your prospect's journey. For example, you're not just selling a CRM, you're selling the peace of mind that comes from knowing every lead is tracked and followed up on. You're not just offering a marketing strategy, you're offering the freedom that comes from finally seeing a return on investment. But here's the secret. Don't just focus on the end result. Focus on the journey as well. Show them that you understand the challenges they face along the way and how your solution will help them navigate those challenges. But more importantly, you will be there along the way to support and guide them through that transformation. Imagine how that will transform the way your clients see you and work with you. I can tell you, this builds trust because it shows that you're not just interested in making a sale, you're committed to their success. As promised earlier, let's circle back to that ethical sales process. The sequence is simple. First, identify the pain points and go deeper than just the surface level challenges. Then, show how your solution bridges the gap between point A and point B. But in reality, the final step, it's all about trust. Remember, people buy from companies. They buy from people they trust and know. So, as you're closing your deal, make sure your prospect knows that you're in it for the long haul. This isn't just about a one-time sale. It's about building a relationship that is a win-win for both of you. Now, if you're ready to take your sales to the next level, I want to invite you to take action. Whether you're struggling with identifying pain points or you want to refine your sales process, I'm here to help you. Drop a comment below or reach out directly, and let's have a conversation about how we can work together to transform your sales. Remember, the journey from point A to point B starts with understanding, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and keep pushing forward.